You're watching the North Carolina Players Show on Fan Media Network. I'd like to welcome back George Lynch, national champion on the 1993 North Carolina team and longtime NBA player. I'm Matt Doherty, 1982 national champion and former head coach of the Tar Heels. George, the Tar Heels are coming off a 10-point victory at Pittsburgh. What's your assessment of the team's play?
Constantly steady improvement game by game. I think the guards between Love, Harris, and Williams are getting very comfortable. Davis, I'm getting very comfortable in the sets and when to run system, when to run the system plays and when to look for the offense. And doing a great job of getting the bigs the ball when in proper position.
Yep. We had Armando Bacot, season high 21 points and had 10 rebounds. The Tar Heels are now 11-5, 6-3 in the ACC. They've won 3 straight games and 6 of their last 7. Bacot was 8 of 10 from the floor, and also had a season high 3 blocks. Brooks 16, Kerwin Walton 10, and the Tar Heels shot 52% from the field. I like you. I think that we're starting to settle in and playing Carolina basketball. I think that Bacot is playing with a great deal of passion. His motor's running hot. And I love the addition of Kerwin Walton. I think that he's given them a steady, consistent outside threat. He takes care of the ball. He had 2 assists, 1 turnover, shot 2 of 5 from 3, and he's showing a little bit of a wiggle game. You know, the shot fake, can put it down, shot, put it down, get into the basket. Tell me what you've seen with his progression, along with any other player you'd like to highlight.
Like earlier in the year, I think Coach was on the show talking about his defense needed to improve. He knew that he was a comfortable 3-point shooter. He knows exactly who he is as a player and what strengths he brings to the team. And he seemed to be playing off of that. You know I can shoot the 3. Guys are closing out to me. Now I'm working on putting the ball on the floor, 1 or 2 dribbles, floater in the lane, and not really pressing just to be a scorer. He's showing the effort to grade out well defensively.
Yeah.
And those are the things that's impressed me the most.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think this might have been the best game Bacot and Brooks played together. Any thoughts on that?
Yes, Bacot has always been, I'm going to be an enforcer inside. And I think Brooks is just trying to figure out, how do I play and allow the other guys to be themselves? Sometimes I think he defers too much in Brooks, but I think when he can consistently be one of the focal points in the post, we're a better team because Coach could play Brooks and Sharper together. He could play Brooks and Bacot together and, Bacot and Sharper together. So it gives us that three-man rotation in the post. I'm not for sure where Walker is going to fit in that 4-man rotation because Coach always, this time of the year, he always shorten his lineup. But the guys are getting the minutes. I think they're comfortable with the minutes they're getting, and it's really showing on the floor.
Yeah. The Bacot and Brooks combined 16 of 21 from the field. 16 of 21 from the field. There's a reason Coach Williams wants the ball to go inside, right?
Yeah.
And then you talked about Sharp. I think, to me, Sharp and Walton are the 2 players that I've enjoyed watching the most as freshmen. Sharp's ability to pass the ball is really uncanny for a big. He had 4 assists, 1 turnover. There was a play he made last night in secondary where he caught the ball at the foul line and just threw a little bit of a shuffle bounce pass. I think it was to Brooks for a layup. His feel of the game, his vision, is really kind of remarkable, especially for a big guy.
Yeah, it takes bigs a little bit longer to make those right passes. I remember my early years at Carolina. My passes was always getting deflected. I wasn't 6'10", but I always needed a ball fake, and I always thought that any pass I made was going to get through there, not knowing that I was the defender on the other side.
Yeah,
anticipating.
And how did Coach react to that, George?
I felt that hook on the back of my jersey.
The only thing that I mean, you look at the stat line, and it looks like a Carolina stat line. Field goal percentage 52%. Rebounds, we out rebound them by 8. We have a positive assist error ratio again at 12-13. Two things that really glaring, and I'm more concerned about the free throws than the 3-point percentage. 3-point percentage, we're 23%, but our second game in a row where we're basically around 50% from the foul line, 7 for 14. That's something that could bite us in the behind and almost bit us, because Pitt went on a 13-2 run and cut it to 5 with 3:50 to go. I think we're better foul shooters than we're showing right now.
Yeah, it's always tough. Now with the 3-point game being so important, you can't trade buckets. So you almost have to go down and score twice if you're going to give up threes. And last night, it still was a struggle to guard the perimeter at times. But you can almost expect that with a young group out there as far as communicating in the pick and rolls and closeouts, knowing the scouting report to certain players. But hopefully with time, they've shown that they are getting better. Hopefully, they can continue to grow defensively.
Yeah, George, can you believe it? It's we only have a few days left in January. I mean, we're talking about entering February here shortly. These guys have to grow up. The thing that I really want to see Love do, he was 3 for 10. 3 for 10. 1 for 5 from the 3-point line. I just do not like when he gets to about 10 or 15 feet from the basket in a semi-break, no clear path, and picks up his dribble and tries to create and figure it out.
Right.
I learned early in my freshman year that stuff wasn't working. You know what I mean?
I wish I knew his high school name. I use Coach Smith's voice and tell him he's not in high school anymore.
Yeah. Caleb. That stuff has to stop. Again, I'd say to him, Caleb, you're 3 of 10 from the field, 30%. The rest of the team, I mean, we're 52% as a team, and we're including your 3 of 10. Either you're a bad shooter or you're taking bad shots. Which one is it, Caleb?
I think he's forcing the issue a little bit. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And that's where, what did you say on one of our first shows you would do as a senior? Yeah, I think Mr. Brooks is a little nicer than you was. You're probably the nicest, meanest guy I know.
Hey, Coach, it was more when it's about winning, you can correct a guy as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I always felt that I was doing the right thing. And if I corrected a guy, it was for the right purpose. Mm-hmm. And so guys, at least on that 93 team, when I spoke out, they accepted it. So, they wouldn't have taken it the wrong way.
Were you the vocal leader of that team?
Yes.
And who else? Yeah. Who else was a leader of that team?
Well, Derek was kind of the one of the leaders on the floor because he was the point guard, and back then guys looked at point guards as being, it's like the quarterback of a football team.
Right.
Montrose, he was kind of you had to make him mad before he spoke out or said anything. Roto was, the fifth year senior, older statesman, European type player. Other than that, it was, the coaching staff did their job, Coach Smith, but Coach Smith allowed me to be that one leader on the court. Gave me the guys voted me in as the captain, so that kind of helped things along as far as being the leader.
You were a junior?
Say that again?
You were a junior?
My senior year.
Okay, your senior year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
My junior year, I was a captain also with Hubert Davis.
Your junior year, you were?
Yeah, with Hubert.
Okay.
We didn't have Hubert was the only senior my junior year.
Right. That's a heck of a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a heck of a statement. Yeah, because the seniors were captains automatically, but then after the season they voted who was the actual captains, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. How many games did you lose your senior year?
4 games. It was weird because, we lost at Wake Forest kind of midway through the season, right before we came home to play Duke. We lost to Duke at Duke. Who else? We lost to Michigan. That was the third loss. And
where did you lose to Michigan?
That was in the tournament in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And then we lost at Wake Forest, Duke, and then Florida State. Those were the 4 losses.
We were out at Kansas. I was at Kansas at the time, and we were out at Hawaii too, and we lost to Michigan as well. Yeah. Interesting. Did you have any fights on your team in the locker room or in practice?
Coach, we didn't really have guys that was too confrontational.
Yeah.
Practices got heated because, Montrose being as big as he is in Salvador, those elbows came through the lane. They came, when they swung those elbows, if you weren't on your P's and Q's, you was gonna have a concussion, a few of them. But so there was threats that, hey man, watch those elbows type things. But we really didn't have a team of, confrontational. I was the one senior that was playing majority of the minutes, and then the rest of the guys were juniors. Mm-hmm. And Phelps, Reese, Sullivan, and Donald Williams was a sophomore. And it was one of those. It was weird because you would think the competition on the court between the lines in practice there would be heated competitions. It wasn't too much heated competition. It was, we knew that the 5 starters were, the group of guys that were going to get it done. Every once in a while, Coach Ford would needle and cheat with the whistle, but it didn't get too heated.
Yeah. Coach Smith didn't like fighting. Anytime that it came close to guys squaring off in practice, I remember Coach Smith really being disappointed. And, where some coaches would let it go, some coaches might even encourage it because they want guys to compete and fight. But that was not Coach Smith's way by any means. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was one of those guys, I was like, look, I ain't gonna fight my teammates, but I fight an opponent.
Yeah. Amen.
To host a player show or appear as a player on a player show, simply create a profile on Fan Media's iOS app or website. Select your teams and make a short intro video on your phone. Show hosts, reporters, former players, and superfans can use our Get Verified feature and make an intro video as well, and our mobile newsroom staff will reach out.